Today we are making a new rabbit butchering area with a gambrel and a hopper popper. Let's get to it. Well, we just got back from Lowe's and we picked up a few things, and the main one is this stock steel here, and we are going to make our own hopper popper today. And I have a small game gambrel that finally came in, and we're going to rig up this to hang the gambrel from. So we are revamping our rabbit butchering area today because I have rabbits that are too old and they need processed. When we tore down the old outbuilding, that was where I processed my rabbits, and so I've been kind of letting them go, waiting to get everything kind of revamped because I don't want to do it in my barn. I know I could put a tarp down, but my barn's fairly clean as far, unless, you know, straw and hay and all that stuff, but I really don't want to get the processing in here. I want to keep the barn really nice and clean. So that's what we're working on today. We're going to get our rabbit butchering area set up and hopefully get the hopper popper made, and we will for sure have our gambrel set up. So we're going to get busy. So I got the little piece of rebar here bent. I just stuck it in my bench vise there and pulled down. I'm going to have to trim just a little bit off of this side, but when we put it here, I can kind of turn it to change the angle of how it goes in. So I kind of want it to be a little bit more narrow, and obviously we're going to cut a little bit off of that to where it can set in here a little bit farther. Then we might twist it around a little bit like that. I still want the Y to be nice and open so it's easy to get it started, but I want it somewhat tight back there in the back. But we are going to measure and mark our angle iron and cut our rebar, and then we'll pull out our little welder and slap it together. There we go. So 10 inches, give me enough room to drill a couple nice holes in this. And I believe I want to take a couple inches off this side as well, at least down to right there. I don't want to take too much off because I want this to cover the whole bottom of this, so there's plenty of room to weld onto that, but I think that'll do it right in there, and then we can twist it to open it up. It's probably going to sit something around the lines of right there, wide enough to get them started, tightens up pretty good back here. So we are going to get these cut and pull out our little welder. All right, we got her cut. My old Sawzall blade got destroyed. I did not like this round stock, but thanks to the work van that's parked right there, I had another one. So we jacked one from the work van, and it cut right through it. So now we are going to set this up right here. I'm going to have this right on the edge where I can weld on both sides really nice. Well, as nice as my little welder will do. And I think that is where we will take it. So we'll cut it on this side. I don't know what brand these are. I don't remember, but they are much better than the DeWalt ones. So this will set like this. We will get a couple holes drilled right here where we can lag it into my post, and we will get this tacked on here how we want it and braze both sides on the bottom. All right, well, we are set up. I do not care much for this welder.
I've done a fair bit of welding in my life, and yeah, I just don't really like this little dinky thing. I'd like to have a nicer MIG with gas, but this thing has earned a little bit of my respect because I picked up our culvert pipes out of the creek with a chain wrapped around them going to the hooks that I welded on the bucket on my tractor, and it held that. So I won't complain too much because it is better than not having one at all. So there's that. I don't think that tank. That did. Yes. We got that tacked on there where we want it. I'd like to get one on each side. And then I'll put it on the vise where I can get to it better, I think. Mainly just so I don't catch my bench top on fire. It's the only reason for moving it. I think we'll put it in here just like this. And we will put it to it. I don't know what the camera is going to pick up on this, but we will see. Oh, helps if I put my ground back on. All right, we got it all welded up. We will zoom in on that here in a second. I'm going to try to get these holes drilled. She's still a little toasty, but we have our holes drilled. And we have it welded on each side. Should be good. I'm gonna run you through the pieces that I picked up. I was going to use this corner brace. We're gonna address this first, but I really wanted something that had a piece in between it here for like down pressure, and I don't think I can really weld to this because of the finish. I mean, I could grind it, but I still have some leftover angle stock, but this thing bends pretty easy, and I'm going to be pulling very hard down on the hides. So I am going to scratch this. But I'm going to run you through the rest of the pieces we got. We have a little bolt eye here. We have a couple quick links here, and we have a swivel. And then we have our new little small game gambril. Before I was using a couple old snares, and I would just put a leg in each one of the snares. So I think it'll be nice having one that keeps them spread, because the snares, you know, they could just bend and move. Then nothing, they didn't have anything solid to keep their legs spread. So we're going to get this put together, but first I am going to replace this. I'm going to cut some of this angle, weld it up. We already got the welder out anyway, and we'll see what we come up with, and we'll be right back. right. I have done a lot of welding, but I'm far from a professional. But one thing I can tell you is, if you go to build something like this yourself, always tack every spot that you can that you have available. Because if I didn't tack up here, it might even show it in the video. I don't know. I have to look back at it. But tacking down here on the bottom, if I didn't tack this up here, this whole thing would just roll. And then you'd have some pretty big gaps up here. So now that they're all tacked, it doesn't matter which side I weld on first. It's not going to get pulled to that direction. Because if I didn't tack up here and I just welded all the way across this thing would just be rolled way over here. So tack everything you can and then weld. But if you're welding, you probably know that. Just thought I'd throw it out there. My hair. All right, well, I do not like welding vertically, and the piece that I'm working on is movable, so by God, I'm not going to. Just not going to do it at all, because I don't have to. Quick move. I think we're gonna have it sitting in here something like this. With the room on the bottom here, I'll be able to get 2 lag bolts in down here. I'll definitely be able to get one in up here on the top. That was warm. On the top, especially with like a socket and a ratchet. I don't think I'll be able to get anything down here lower unless maybe I can run it through at an angle. We'll put a hole there and try it, but I think that's gonna be my best option here. Brazing that in like that. Brazing. Thinking of work. Tacking this in here where it sits now. All right. I believe these will be the last of our welds on this thing, which I could leave it. They look pretty clean that way, but maybe we will. Let's take a look at it. That looks nice. Yeah, I think we'll leave this edge how it is. I like how it looks clean finished that way. So now we will start drilling holes. So this is how it's going to go on the post. I got this side just a little bit longer. I just kind of marked it out a foot, and then this one had a couple extra inches. So kind of works out because this will go against the post and that gets it out a little bit, a little bit farther off of it. The farther you can get off the post, the more room you have to work with, not being up tied onto the post trying to work. So we are going to drill one hole on this side to hang our gambrel from, and we're going to drill a few holes through this back side to be able to lag it to the post. This eye bolt actually fits through that hole perfect, so we will use the same bit. We're going to come pretty far out here on the very end. So now we can start assembling. So it will be our eye bolt. So from this eye bolt, we'll go to a quick link. And now our swivel is on. And then this other quick link will attach our gambrel to the whole ordeal. We will be able to pull on this very, very nicely. This one, not so much. Now we just gotta go get it hung. While we're out here processing rabbits, we'll have a lovely view into the chicken yard. Well, I've never had that happen before. We just snapped a lag bolt. I wonder if I should pre-drill about halfway. I don't want to go wasting all my lag bolts. These old cedars snap that thing right off. All right, we're gonna go grab the drill and drill about halfway on these before I send another one. All right, we're back. We have our drill. We're going to pre-drill about halfway. And now stick one of these in there and hopefully not break it. That cedar smells so good. All right, we won't bone that down all the way just yet. That is pretty solid. Now for the gambrel. We might have to get a stool because I'm short. I have a ladder over here. Yeah, that one is not going to go. We'll just have to try to run that one in. With the ratchet. Maybe it won't break. It shouldn't break doing it by hand. We will find out though. Drop that one. I would say that's good. Standing down here, it makes it a little bit taller too, because we are on a hill here. So the legs will be in here, be working down low, but it shouldn't be too terrible. To give you a closer look, so sorry it is dark. There is our hopper popper down low, about waist height. And coming up, we have our little support that we fabbed up with our gambrel hanging off of it. So this is the new area overlooking the chicken yard. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me today while we had some fun in the barn, fabbing up some stuff for our rabbit processing area. Could obviously go ahead and process them grow out still tonight with having the light up, but it's getting cold, and the wife should be home soon, and we are going to enjoy each other's company while our kids are with Gigi and Papa. So they had a Thanksgiving meal at the church. The church they go to is on Saturdays, and our church we go to is tomorrow on Sunday. So the girls got to have fun, and if I got started processing now, the wife would be getting home just as soon as I was about halfway in. So they've lived this long, they will get another day. Everything is set up ready for a start. As soon as we get home from church, we can get out here and put this stuff to use. So thank you, and we'll see you guys in the next one.